Right, hello. Right, hello everybody. Welcome to a Train Sim World 4 video, guys. Not stream, video. In this video, guys, I'm going to be going through all the locomotives I own for Train Sim World 4 and giving them a rank between S, A, B, C, D, and E. So it'd be nice if you guys as well put, well, all the locomotives you own into categories like that and put them in the comments down below, because it'd be nice to see what your rankings are. But yeah, I have done a video, guys, on ranking all the routes I've got from S to E, so feel free to go and have a look at that YouTube video. And two things: if you're expecting train driving in this video, guys, there won't be any train driving. And two, the next Train Sim World 4 stream, guys, is next week. Not this week, next week. I say, we won't be driving any British routes in that stream either, guys, just to get it out of your heads. So yeah, I'll put my social links down below, guys. I'll put a link to this game down below as well, so you guys can grab it for yourselves. I do apologise, guys, if there's any FPS or audio problems, or lag, or glitches in this video as well. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it, shall we? So, starting with the TGV Duplex 200CM. Bear with me. So I just need to get my list up. Thank you very much. So yeah, starting with the TGV Duplex. I put this into D class, guys, or D tier, because yes, it's a okay locomotive to drive, but it's very, very, very confusing to set up. It's very confusing. So that's why it's in D tier. Moving on to the 1938 tube stock. This is in C tier, guys, because yes, it's enjoyable. Yes, it's easy to set up and it's easy to drive, but yeah, it's an okay train. It's okay. Moving over to the 1972 tube stock. Bear with me a second. So yeah, I've put this into D tier as well, because the thing about it is it's very I don't know. Up, yes. What you need to get is, if you leave the cab or you go to emergency brake, it's a pain in the backside to set up. So that's why it's in D tier. Okay, moving over to the 766.2. This is also in D tier as well. This, yes, it's enjoyable to drive, but yeah, it just feels a bit boring. That's all I can say. It just feels a bit boring. Okay, moving over to the AC 4400 CW. This is also in D tier, because, well, trying to set this locomotive up is like, well, you might as well just get the manual out and read it. It's that confusing to set up. So that's why it's in D tier. The Amtrak Acela. This is actually in B tier. Yes, it's very interesting to drive, guys. It's really easy to set up. It's really fast and all that sort of thing. And it's just a really nice train to drive. The ACS 64. This is in C tier. Yes, it's a very interesting locomotive to drive. Yes, it's very fast and all that sort of thing, but it just doesn't add up to what the Amtrak Acela can do. So, okay, moving over to the ALP 46 NJT. I have put this into D tier, guys, because yes, it's very easy to set up, but the problem is when you literally, yeah, it's the braking system that's the pain in the backside. Once you literally put the brakes on, that's it, you literally just completely and utterly slow down, just straight away. The Amfleet cab car, I've put this into D tier as well. It just doesn't feel very enjoyable to drive. It just feels very boring. The bi-level cab car, CTX, I've also put this into D tier. Again, it's the same as the Amfleet one, just very boring to drive, really. The BNSF ES44C4, I've put this into A tier, because this is a very interesting locomotive to drive, guys. Yes, I know it's on American Freight, and yes, I know some people don't like American Freight, understandable. But for me, I enjoy American Freight, so that's the reason why it's in A tier. The ST7, the BNSF SD40-2. This is in B tier. Yes, it's easy to set up and all that, but it just doesn't seem as enjoyable as, say, the ECS 44. Okay, the BNSF ST70 ACE. Yes, this can be quite confusing to set up. That's why I recommend doing the tutorial to set this locomotive up, but inside the ECS 44, it's actually really enjoyable to drive. Yes, I know it's American Freight and people find it boring, but it's a very interesting locomotive to drive. Okay, moving over to the BR103 DB. This is in A tier because, well, the thing is, I really do enjoy driving it. It's old, and I do like old German stuff, and it's very interesting. Okay, the BR112, 112.1. This I've put into B tier, guys, because yes, it's interesting to drive, but it's just not as fun as, say, the BR103. Okay, the BR204. This is in, and this is what's going to shock a lot of people. This is an E tier, guys. I put it down in E tier because it's just all I can say, guys, it's just very confusing to drive. I've tried looking to see if there's an MCB in the cab. There isn't one. And every time I seem to drive, the brakes just seem to be just stuck on constantly. So, but yeah, the BR110, this is in S tier, guys, because I really love this locomotive. It is really enjoyable to drive, and just everything about it's just fun. Okay, the BR143DB. This one's in C tier. Yes, it's okay to drive and all that sort of thing, but it gets a bit boring after a while. Okay, the BR146.2. This is in C tier as well. It's the same as the 143. Yes, it's okay to drive, but it gets a bit boring after a while. The BR115, I have put this into D tier because it just doesn't give me the wow factor about it. Okay, the BR182 Dislock. This is in C tier. Yes, it's pretty good to drive. Yes, it has good sounds because it has the two Re Mi sound, but it's just not. It's just not fun. The BR185.2, I have put this into C tier. It's the same as the 146. It's okay to drive, but it just gets a bit boring after a while. The BR187. Now, this, guys, I have put into D tier. The reason why this is in D tier, yes, it's a good train to drive, but the thing that lets it down is the sounds let it down. The sounds are just not great. Okay, the BR403DB. I have put this into C tier. Because yes, it's okay to drive and all that, but I'd rather prefer the BR406, to be honest with you, which is... Let me have a look. Bear with me a second. Oh yeah, I've put this into B tier, guys, because this train just feels a bit more enjoyable to drive. Okay, the BR423. D tier, because yes, it's an okay metro train to drive, but it just gets a bit boring. Same with the BR425, guys. I've put that into D tier as well, because it's just the same as the 423. Yes, it's an okay for a metro train, but it just gets boring. Okay, the BR442 Talent 2 DB. This is in C tier, guys. Yes, the train looks nice and all that, and yes, it's very enjoyable to drive, but it just has an annoying horn, which I really don't like. Okay, we're moving on to British locomotives now. So the Class 08. I have put this into B tier because, well, it's a nice little shunter to drive. Same as the Class 09, I've put that into B tier as well because it's a nice shunter to drive. Okay, the Class 101. This is in D tier, guys, because, well, I really... Yeah, it's okay to drive, but the thing I hate about it is just the gears. I say, I can understand in real life, guys, where you have to change the gears to drive, but in-game, it's just really annoying to just change gears. Okay, the latest release, the Class 142. I have put this into... Bear with me a second. I have put this into C tier, guys, because... Yes, it's enjoyable to drive. Yes, it has the good old bouncy like a nodding donkey. But... all I'm going to say, guys, the sounds are just not there. The engine sounds are not there. The Class 150. I have put this down into D tier because it's an okay train to drive, but it just doesn't feel like a Sprinter. It just feels a bit nyeh. It's like it's lacking in something. The 158. This was going to make it to B tier, by the way, guys. This was going to make it to B tier, the 158. But due to I had a hypocritical complaint about the 158, it knocked it down to C tier. I say it is a good train to drive and all that, but yeah, the reason why it was knocked down, guys, is because the hypocritical person, and you know who you are, decided to complain about me doing the guard panel wrong. So that's the reason why I put it into C tier. The Class 166. This is in D tier because, yes, it's an okay little train to drive, but it's just very slow and just very dull. The Class 20. This is in B tier because, yes, it's really enjoyable. The sounds sound really good. It's just an all good train to drive. The Class 31. This is in C tier, guys, because yes, it's okay to drive, but the brakes just drive me up the wall. And also the throttle kind of annoys me a little bit. The Class 313. This is in A tier. Because yes, it's very interesting to drive. It's just a very smooth locomotive to drive, really. The Class 323. This is in, again, A tier. Because, well, it's a very enjoyable train to drive. I like the sounds that it does when it takes off as well. The Class 33. This is in B tier, guys. Yes, it's a good locomotive to drive and all that sort of thing, but it just doesn't feel as enjoyable as, say, the Class 20. Now, the Class 37. People are probably going to think, this person's been fair and put it in A tier or S tier. No, I haven't been that fair, guys. You're not gonna like this. No, people are not gonna like this. I put it in E tier, guys. The reason why I put it in E tier is because well, I don't enjoy it. There's just so much obsession about it, and it's just people just try to trick me, going, oh yeah, you know, like the Class 37 and all that. Put it this way, guys. Everybody has their own personal opinion on the Class 37. You can either like it or not like it. So, it's down in E tier, guys, because I do not like it. The Class... Okay, we're going to cover 3 trains here. The Class 375, the Class 377, and the Class 387. They are all in... Yeah, they're all in C tier, guys, because yes, they're good locomotives. Sorry, good trains, but... They just feel very... I was going to say boxy, but boxy's not the right word because people will moan at me for that. They just don't feel good. Okay, the Class 385, I have put this into, and people are going to whinge at me for this. I have put this into A tier because, yes, I know it doesn't look like a very interesting locomotive and all that sort of thing, but you got to go with the future, guys. So that's the reason why I put it in A tier, but that's my own personal opinion. We've already covered the Class 387. The Class 395, guys, is in B tier. Yes, it's a good locomotive, sorry, good train, and all that sort of thing, but it's just got too much overhype. Class 45. I have put this into, let me just have a look. See what tier have I put this in? Bear with me a second, guys. Oh, I have put this into C tier, by the way. C tier. Actually, yeah. Sorry, let's go back to the class 40. I put this into C tier. Yes, it's a little bit higher than the class 37, guys, because, well, there isn't that much overhype about it, and it's just a bit more enjoyable than the class 37. And then I'd say class 45, yes, that's in C tier as well, guys, because, well, I do like it, actually. The class 465, I've put this into B tier, because yes, it's fast, yes, it's enjoyable. And that's about it, really. Class 47, this is actually, you'll be amazed about this, guys, this has been put into the B tier. Since the Blackpool routes came out, guys, this train's become a bit more enjoyable, actually. So that's the reason why it's made it up to B tier. I was going to put it down into D tier, but I was like, nah. The class 484. Well, I've put this into D tier, guys. This is in, sorry, not D tier, C tier. It's a bit more, yes, it's enjoyable, but, and it's good for the Isle of Wight line, but it's an old underground train, guys, come on. Okay, the class 52. I have put this down into D tier. I say, yes, it's enjoyable to drive, but it just doesn't feel, I don't know, there's just something missing. Plus also, guys, when you put it into the game and you try and connect it to another locomotive, it doesn't seem to want to pull. Okay, class 66. I have put this into B tier. Because, as I say, I see these all over the network, everywhere I go. And some people go, oh yeah, but it looks like a shed, it's pretty boring. Well, put it this way, guys, I'd rather drive a shed than a tractor. That's all I'm going to say to it. The class 700. Well, I'll put this into A tier, because yes, it's enjoyable to drive, and, well, the thing is, I do actually like it, so. The class 801, people are going to probably think, oh yeah, they put this into C tier, they put this into A tier. No. I'll put this into B tier, guys, because, again, the reason why it's in B tier is it's just got too much overhype. Again, it's one of these trains with too much overhype. The class 314, people are going to probably think, yeah, you put this in the same class, the same tier as a class 313. It was a bit of a debate, guys, of going, yeah, should I put it in that or should I put it in that? No, I've put it down to B tier because it just doesn't feel as interesting as the 313. The CTC-3 cab car. Basically, guys, this is in D tier. Again, it's the same as all the other cab cars. It's just very boring. Same as the DP4630. That I've put that also into D tier. The BR401. I have put this up into. Let me have a look. Sorry, just bear with me a second. I'm just looking at my list. I put this into C tier, guys, because it's pretty enjoyable to drive and all that, and it's just nice. The ES44 AC Mon, I've put this into A tier because it's the same as the ECS44 C. Just really nice to drive, and just yeah. The F40PH2 Cat, this is in E tier, guys, because well, it just doesn't feel enjoyable to drive at all. The F40PH3C, this has been put into D tier because it just seems a bit better than the other one. The F7CJP has also been put into D tier because yes, it's old and it's got a really good sound to it and all that. Now the Flying Scotsman. People are going to probably think, oh yeah, they put this into S tier, they put this into A tier. No, I've put this into B tier, guys, because yes, it's a really good locomotive. It's just got too much overhype again, that's why it's in B tier. Okay, the Gallery Cab Car, CT97. Obviously, that's in D because it's just very boring. The GP38YN3B. This is in C tier, guys, because I just don't find it as interesting. Now, the high-speed train. People are probably going to think, oh, they put this into S tier, they put this into A tier. No, you're wrong. I put this into C tier because there's just too much. There's just too much overhype about it. Too much overhype, and plus, well, if you want, let's just say the HSTs guys are going to be around for a little while longer. Yes, I know LNER have got rid of theirs. I know EMR have got rid of theirs. I know GWR are getting rid of theirs. I know Cross Country have got rid of theirs. There is plans of Abellio Scott Rail getting rid of theirs. But the thing is, guys, we're still going to have a HST on Network Rail's Yellow Banana train still. And if you want to go and see the HSTs in more life, guys, go to Mexico, because that's where their new home is, in Mexico. Okay, the Isle of Wight Class 483. Well, I have actually put this, guys, into E tier because it just doesn't feel enjoyable at all. The M7 LIRR, I've put this into D tier because, yes, it's interesting, it's a good commuter train, but it just doesn't feel great. The LMS Fowler F4F, I have put this into B tier because, well, it's a nice little locomotive just to trottle around in, really. Plus, I like the whistle. The LMS Jubilee, people are going to think, oh yeah, they put this into S tier and A tier. Well, this is going to shock you guys because I put it down into D tier. Because I'd rather drive a Flying Scotsman than an LMS Jubilee. That's got to be saying something. The LMS Stania 8F, I put this into C tier because it's just a good freight locomotive, to be honest with you. The the M3 M80, I put this into C tier, guys, because I do enjoy driving it a lot more than I do the M7. So the M7A MTA has been put down into the same one as the M7, D tier. The AMP15DC CT97 has been put down into D tier because, yeah, I just don't enjoy driving an American shunter. The MP36PH-3 CTX has been put into C tier. And that's what I'm going to say about that. Well, you can probably kind of guess, guys, where I put the multi-level commuter cab car. I put that into, obviously, D tier. The OBB 424 S-Bahn Vorarlberg, I've put this into, where have I put this? I put this into C tier, guys, because yes, it's very enjoyable to drive, but yeah, it's just, yeah. Okay, the RAB 523. I put this into D tier, guys, because I'd rather drive the OBB 424 than the RAB 523. Right, the RHB GE4/4269619. I've put this into D tier, guys, because I have driven it and it just doesn't feel very enjoyable. The ST70. So the ST40 CSX, I've put this into C tier because, well, it's like the GP38, guys. I do enjoy driving it, but yeah. We've already covered the 185 already. The BR193 Vectron, well, that's in S tier at the moment, guys, because I really do enjoy driving that locomotive. And it's one of my best German freight locomotives at the moment. Okay, the BR185.5. I put this into... yeah, I'll put this into C tier, guys. So, enough said about that. The BR363 DBB is also in C tier. I'd say I'd rather drive this German shunter than the BR204, to be honest with you. The EMD F125 Metrolink is in A tier, guys, because I really do enjoy driving that American locomotive and all that sort of thing. And then finally, the final one on the list is the Roton Bi-Level Cab Car Metrolink. I'll put this into D tier, of course. But yeah, because, yeah, I just still find it very boring. But yeah, there you go, guys. That is all the locomotives I own that are all completely and utterly ranked. Some of you may agree with my ranking. Some of you may disagree with my ranking. But yeah, it'd be nice to see, guys, if down in the comments, what your S, A, B, C, D, E rankings are of locomotives and all that. And yes, as I say, guys, I have done one on my routes as well, so you can have a look at what's there. But yeah, as I say, guys, my next stream is tomorrow, where we're either doing some Tourist Bus Simulator or another game. I don't know yet. Saturday there's no Saturday there's streams to be confirmed. Sunday there's no stream. So yeah, there we go, guys. And as I say, if you're just tuning into Twitch now, there isn't going to be any train driving or anything like that, and all that. But yeah, as I say, guys, I'll put my social links down below. I'll put a link to this game down below, and I'll also leave it there. But yeah, there we go, guys. That is everything from me. I will be back tomorrow with another stream. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Stay safe, stay happy, and I will catch you guys in the next one.